Hi, this is Lindworth playing games while doing what? Rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And I continue with Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition. I was about to go and meet with Anderson in the human embassy, so let's do that.
This meeting would be more productive if Udina was to join us.
My advisor is unavailable. As counselor, I represent the voice of humanity and the Alliance. Shepard will be here and... Oh, Commander. We were just talking about you.
It's been a long time, Anderson. I hope the last couple of years have treated you right.
There have been some rough spots. It's good to have you back.
We've heard many rumors surrounding your unexpected return. Some of them are unsettling.
We called this meeting so you could explain your actions, Shepard. We owe you that much. After all, you saved our lives in the battle against Saren and his Geth.
Saren wasn't the one commanding the Geth. It was the Reaper, Sovereign.
Ah yes, Reapers. The immortal race of sentient starships allegedly waiting in dark space. We have dismissed that claim.
Shepard, no one else encountered the hologram on Ilos that told you the truth about the Reapers. Only you and your crew ever spoke with Sovereign. I believe you. But without evidence from another source, the others think Saren was behind the Geth attacks.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb. And because I understand the official line being that it was the Geth, it actually makes a certain amount of sense. Because it's much easier for the overall population to digest as opposed to ancient sentient machines bent on genociding the whole galaxy. That's kind of panic-inducing. But I think it's pretty stupid for the Council to legitimately disbelieve you after the first game. Like, I actually understood them and I defended them up to a point in the first game, but it just highlights how stupid it was of Shepard not to record freaking everything he did. Because if he had a recording, or better yet, like 3 individual recordings from different angles of Vigil from Ilos, that still wouldn't be proof per se, but that would be pretty substantiating. Because obviously we do know how to decipher Prothean language, so they could have heard him speaking about all of those things, and it was genuine Prothean, right? So found in a Prothean city, in a Prothean hologram. So that would have been something at least.
Go back to Ilos and talk to Vigil. Or just look at what's left of Sovereign. It's obvious the technology is more advanced than ours.
The hologram on Ilos is no longer functional, and we have found nothing to suggest that Sovereign was not a Geth creation.
The Geth are capable of remarkable technological achievements. This is probably why Saren recruited them.
This Reaper theory proves just how fragile your mental state is. You have been manipulated by Cerberus, and before them, by Saren.
Saren was an organic. The Geth would never accept him as their leader. They only followed him because he was Sovereign's agent.
Saren was a compelling and charismatic individual. He convinced the Geth the Reapers were real, just as he convinced you.
It was part of his plan to attack the Citadel. The Reapers are just a myth, one you insist on perpetuating.
We believe that you believe it, but that doesn't make it true.
That's pretty dumb, because first of all, it's not even only me. It's like several people of high repute, because you have, well, okay, the high repute part is debatable, because I just realized that Garrus is not particularly well regarded by other Turians, and neither is probably Liara by the other Asari, because she's a daughter of a traitor, but still, there's like 6 other people that could vouch for what I'm saying. It's not the case of I'm crazy if there are so many other exactly corroborated reports of what I'm saying.
I kept Saren from conquering the Citadel. I sacrificed human lives to save this council.
We are in a difficult position, Shepard. You are working for Cerberus, an avowed enemy of the Council. This is treason, a capital offense.
That's too far. Shepard is a hero. I'm on this council too, and I won't let this whitewash continue.
Maybe there is a compromise. Not a public acknowledgement given your ties, but something to show peripheral support.
Shepard, if you keep a low profile and restrict your operations to the Terminus systems, the Council is willing to offer you reinstatement as a Spectre.
What does that mean? Will I need to start filing reports?
That won't be necessary. This is a show of good faith on our part.
We cannot become involved in an investigation regarding the missing colonies in the Terminus systems. But Spectre reinstatement shows our support of you personally.
I'll take it.
I accept your offer. It's good to have the Council on my side.
Good luck with your investigation, Shepard. We hope for a quick resolution and a quick end to your relationship with Cerberus.
Well, that went better than expected. You realize the Council's offer is just symbolic. They won't actually do anything.
Even if they don't help, I might as well stay on good terms.
True enough. Don't worry about the Council or the Alliance. I'll find some way to keep them off your back. Shouldn't be too hard. As long as you keep to the Terminus systems.
Anderson, we need to talk about... Shepard. What are you doing here?
Stop by to see how Anderson was doing.
You don't have to cover for me. I invited Shepard here to speak with the Council. We just finished our meeting.
You what? Consular, do the words political shitstorm mean anything to you?
The Council reinstated my Spectre status. They're just happy I'm staying out in the Terminus systems.
Yes, I could see how that arrangement works best for both sides. But you really shouldn't have taken a step like this without consulting with me first, Consular.
I don't answer to you, Udina. Why don't you go to your office and think about that for a while?
Of course, Consular. Good day to both of you.
Sorry about that. Udina's never gotten over the fact that I got the Council position instead of him. Sometimes I need to put him in his place.
Udina's just doing his job.
True enough.
Oh,
He's got his uses. And if you want something done on the Citadel, he knows who can make it happen. Plus, he's always happy to attend all those formal diplomatic functions I can't be bothered with.
to be honest, when it said it doesn't bother me, I thought it was referring to the fact that Anderson's treatment of Udina doesn't bother me, which is why I clicked that. I didn't assume it was about Udina himself. He actually, I think he's a jerk, and he's not even shown to be like particularly effective, although I guess maybe he is, because I suppose you have to assume that Shepard's induction into the Spectres in the first game is mainly his doing, right? As part of his job as the human ambassador.
What happened to Staff Lieutenant Alenko after the Normandy was destroyed?
Staff Commander Alenko is still with the Alliance. But he's working on a special mission. It's classified. I can't say any more. Not while you're working with Cerberus, I'm sorry.
Last I knew, we were still fighting holdouts.
Here and there. But they are increasingly disorganized. It's long since stopped being called a war. More like cleanup. Not that you can ever discount them. But we haven't had serious casualties for months. A civilian ship will spot an enclave and we send in a squad to clear it. They're not quite the boogeymen they used to be.
I'm surprised no one can tell Sovereign isn't Geth technology. Didn't they examine the wreckage?
We don't have much to look at. Pieces of it rained all over the station. It was chaos, with who knows how many species combing the wards for their dead. We secured as much of it as we could. But between the Keepers and a whole lot of unauthorized salvage, there's no way to account for even half of that thing. Another reason why they don't want to acknowledge what Sovereign was.
How long did it take to get this place back up to speed after the battle?
Still counting. The main areas of commerce and the most populated wards are complete. But estimates for total restoration are sitting around 5 years. The Keepers always surprise us, though. It's like our repairs are annoying. We'll put up an ugly new bulkhead, and in a few days, they've made it seamless. We never really thought of them as heavy lifters, and I have no idea where they get the resources. But we'd never get done without them.
How have the last couple of years treated you?
Serving on the Council isn't how I plan to spend my twilight years. Sometimes it feels like I'm just beating my head against a wall. Knowing the truth about Sovereign is brutal. It's nightmare stuff. I can't blame others for not wanting to believe it, but I know how important it is. So I keep trying. Fighting the good fight, right?
Forget Udina and the Council. Join my crew and help me stop the Collectors.
I'm too old to go racing across the galaxy. Much as I complain, I've got an important job to do here. The front line. That's got to be yours.
I better go.
Of course, Shepard, I understand. I wish I could do more to help you. But if you ever want to talk, I'll be here. Just do me a favor and be careful. You can't trust Cerberus.
I know. That's why it annoys me so much that I cannot just ditch them. Because, to be honest, what do I even need them for? I do have a team, at this point I mean. I have been brought back to life. I have a ship, and I have a team. Well, beginnings of a team, but I have dossiers on where to find people. And I have a specialist, technical specialist in the person of Mordin, who is working on the countermeasure for the Collectors. So, like, why can't I just ditch them and go back to the Alliance? It's kind of infuriating to me how hard this game railroads you into working with or for Cerberus. The difference is, unfortunately, rather negligible in the case of this particular mission, and the worst thing is, there are instances where certain characters call you out on it, but it seems kind of hollow to me, because obviously, how am I supposed to respond if I literally had no choice? By the way, this is probably the only instance of an Elcor walking in the entire game, which I do find to be interesting.
The attack on the human colony of Freedom's Progress has generated a swift but confused response. Aid vessels have been sent, but it is not clear whether there are survivors.
How do I...
I'm sorry, but I can't let you board the shuttle with that.
But this is a ceremonial item of my people.
Sir, it's a 15-centimeter serrated blade.
You humans are all racist.
How do I go back to the Citadel? I mean to... Okay, Normandy. Return to the Normandy, okay.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
You're not dead, from Emily Wong. You're alive. How come you broke whatever cover you've been to under 2 years, but didn't offer an exclusive interview to your favorite reporter? Whenever you come up for air and are ready to talk, let me know. Emily Wong. A gift of words from Shaira. Commander, I thought that my gift of words had been incorrect, an embarrassing notion, but my contacts tell me that you yet survive. I am pleased to hear that your journey continues, though I sense that you will head towards an even deeper darkness. When you fought Saren, only your resolve was tested, but now I feel you can rely only on your own strength. Take whatever steps you must to ensure that those battling at your side are doing it. That those battling at your side fight with clear minds and glad hearts. Be well, Consort Shair. Dr. Claude Michel. Dear Commander Shepard, I was relieved to hear that you were alive. I was devastated to hear of this destruction of the Normandy and those people who didn't make it off in time. After you went missing and were presumed dead, I feared I would never see you or Garrus ever again. You did so much to help me clean up the worlds when you were hunting for Saren. The galaxy needs more people like you, and I'm glad that you're still here to protect those of us who have grown to depend upon both of you. Is Garrus with you by any chance? After being so happy to hear about your survival, I wondered if perhaps he might have ended up with you. I left a few messages on his public accounts, but you know how he is about checking his mail, and I don't think the com address I had for him works anymore, because he hasn't returned any calls. Always so busy on his grand crusades, his great passions, that he focuses on them to the exclusion of everything and anything else. Anyway, if you know where he might be, I would really love to hear from him, or from both of you, or both of you could come by the next time you're near the Citadel. Thanks. Okay, I might do some research.
That Kasumi is an interesting addition to the crew. I can see why she's good at her work. She never reveals anything meaningful about herself. It's all on the surface. It'll be a challenge getting to know who she really is. Anyway, what's up?
That'll be all.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Commander.
I assume everything is going well up here?
Quiet enough. What the...
Trouble?
No, it's nothing. Son of a... Very funny, Edie. Real original. Stop it.
You did insist on manual control, Mr. Moreau.
What do you think about the people we're picking up?
Well, about the ones you went out with last. It seems like Garrus has finally worked that stick out of his butt, but now he's trying to beat guys to death with it. I can't believe I like the old Garrus better. I like Kasumi, but why do I feel like I need to check the Citadel for parts she may have pawned? It's just my opinion, though. There's really no need to go spreading it around.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
Commander, can I help you with something?
I'm more interested in just talking for a bit.
Already? I'm not big on forcing these talks, Shepard. Let's do this later.
We'll talk later.
Commander.
Shepard, how can I help?
Have you got a minute to talk?
Some other time. About to test new bioweapon. Not on us, of course. Didn't think I had to specify, but Joker got nervous. Anything else?
I'll let you work.
We'll be here if you need me.
I think Mordin is actually the only squad mate that has unique responses when he doesn't want to talk to you about the latest stuff that he's doing. I do find that rather amusing. Yeah, I'll just take everything. Redundant field generator. Shield upgrade. Sometimes when Shepard's shields go down, they are instantly fully restored. Kinetic barriers have improved the survival rate of individual soldiers against modern weapons, but attempts to reinforce failing shields with backups have traditionally failed due to interference. The area has remained an active topic of research for Cerberus, and a prototype redundant field generator has been created. With proper investment, this can be miniaturized for personal use. Unity restores squad members' shields to full strength. Shield emitters are optimized to produce a strong, reliable kinetic barrier that can be active for hours. because of the potential for interference, it is nearly impossible to use two active emitters simultaneously. When one kinetic barrier is down, it is possible to activate a second, but this will generally interfere with the reactivation of the primary barrier. With precise timing, a short-term kinetic barrier can be made that seamlessly retracts when the primary barrier regenerates. Biotic damage. Standard firmware shipping with bioamps is designed to work with a variety of alien races and nervous systems. By hacking this firmware to relax built-in safety protocols, even more powerful Mass Effect fields can be generated. Each hack must be done carefully, tuned to the individual's nervous system, or there's risk of nervous system damage, sensation loss, or blindness. Yeah, that's certainly something that you should do on your own. AP sniper rifle increases damage against armor. Okay, pretty cool. I'll take that. And actually, I want to check out the other sniper rifle. I'll give it a shot, or actually a couple shots, if you get my meaning.
I just got a message from my wife. I've been listening to my daughter's giggle over and over.
That's so cute.
When this mission is over, I'm gonna give her the longest hug she's ever had.
Oh, there's a bar in here. I have never seen this section because if you don't have Kasumi, it's closed. So I can get hammered in here. Pretty interesting. Actually, let's try doing that. For research's sake. Okay, I don't think I can black out.
Shepard, the men's restroom is on the port side of the ship.
I'm not sure apropos of what that was.
That painting has a special place in my heart. An art collector hired me to steal it. When I got there, the painting was gone. On the way out, I saw it being hauled off by another thief. I chased him down, tackled him, and took the painting. That's how KG and I met. We never did turn it into our employers. The red rose. That used to be my calling card when I first started out. In place of whatever I took, I left a single red rose. It wasn't until I met KG that I realized how silly it was. He had a way of making you realize when you were just being sentimental. I stole that on a dare, believe it or not. There was a big museum show coming to Ilium. Artifacts from Earth going on tour. Very high security. KG dared me to steal this. So I broke in, hacked the security, put a few guards to sleep, and replaced the piece with a worthless duplicate. They never knew the difference. My first museum job. Nowhere near the last. That's my favorite piece, painted for me by a child prodigy from Elysium. She was the cutest thing. She was kidnapped by slavers who hoped to sell her on Omega. I wasn't about to let that happen. I set up an idea as a buyer's rep to get a special tour of the slaver's vessel. Once aboard, I freed the girl and smuggled her off the ship. She painted that for me on the way home. I'll never forget how it felt to watch her work. Don't laugh, I like those books. Romance novels, crime novels, the classics. There's something about the feel of actual paper in your hands, their musty smell. It's relaxing. Keiji used to find books for me while on the job. Some of these are more valuable than the objects he was hired to steal.
I do actually agree. There is something special about paper books, and I do actually vastly prefer having a paper copy to an ebook.
People are talking out there, and I hear it all. I usually travel hidden away in cargo bays. It's nice to be able to look out a window for a change. Mess Sergeant GGardner might just be an evil genius. Emphasis on the evil. People think he's a bad cook on purpose, like he's trying to teach them a lesson. I think his ramen is okay, but it's really hard to ruin ramen. I'm not really sure what to do with myself. Not much call for thievery aboard a ship. Come back later. I'm sure I'll have more to talk about.
The commander's put together an impressive team. I've never worked with so many aliens before.
They're a small army. We might just pull this mission off.
Commander, those provisions you provided were perfect. I owe you. I've already thrown together some of my calamari gumbo. Here, try a bite. Truth told, it's based on an Asari recipe. Seems a little cannibalistic to me with their tentacle heads and all, but they ain't no good grub. Anyway, thanks again. You really came through. How can I help you, Commander?
You have everything you need.
Absolutely. Since you set up my kitchen with proper supplies, thanks again.
I won't take any more of your time.
Back to work.
Shepard, need me for something?
Have you got a minute?
Can it wait for a bit? I'm in the middle of some calibrations.
Talk to you later, Garrus.
I'll be here if you need me.
Commander, what can I do for you?
You have a minute, Miranda?
There's a lot to do, Shepard. Maybe another time.
I'll let you work.
Of course, Commander.
What's this area of the ship?
Normandy's cargo deck. It includes facilities to rearm and repair Normandy's embarked ground vehicle and shuttle.
My last ship didn't need a shuttle. Why do we have one?
This ship is nearly twice the mass of the previous Normandy. It is more difficult to land the ship on high-gravity world.
That's all for now.
Shepard, I was just waxing goddamn nostalgic. Doesn't matter who you are. You got a gun in your face, chances are good you'll do what the other man says. Only two types don't buckle at that point. Trained killers and psychopaths. A lot of people can't tell the difference. I was shadowing this rookie on an infiltration run to an Eclipse base on Tatus. Good kid, but he had no business handling a rifle. In the shuttle on the way down, he puked in his helmet. We hit some turbulence, and with all the crap sloshing around, he thought he'd been shot in the head. Went back to the Alliance. Here he's a governor now. I should let you go. Talk more later, Shepard.
I hear that Rupert is actually cooking some good meals lately.
Yeah, right. That scunner couldn't serve a good haggis if his life depended on it.
But all haggis tastes like ass anyway.
Aye, but in the right hands, it can taste like mighty fine ass.
Hey.
Tell me something I don't know about you.
Nothing to tell. Why?
If we go into combat together, we should know more about each other.
If you say so. I'm not used to being on a team. It's all touchy-feely. Something you don't know, huh? Obvious stuff, like what's up with my ink, or something else just as boring. You're not really interested unless it affects you. I've been through all this shit before.
I could be genuine. You have no way of knowing.
I have eyes, and I have history. You'll back off. As soon as you realize you're not the first, and I'm immune to your help.
I'll bite. What's with the tattoos?
Some are for prisons I've been in. Some are for kills. You know, good ones. Some are for things I've lost. Those aren't your business. They're nobody's business. And some are because, hey, why the fuck not?
You work pretty hard at not letting people get close.
I've been with lots of people. If you're asking about a boyfriend or a girlfriend, no. It's a waste of time and it never works. You let someone get that close, it just means they need a shorter knife. Lonely and alive works just fine, thanks.
You're tough, but you can't have survived alone all these years.
When I was starting out, I ran with this girl Manara and her boyfriend. They knew their way around. I thought they'd help me. Right. They helped me into their bed. And when we finally did take down something big, they helped themselves to my share of the take. I knew where it was heading. And I got them first. Never bothered with friends after that.
They sound like selfish pricks. That doesn't mean they were gonna kill you.
I get feelings. I don't need proof. I did the smart thing. I always do the smart thing if people fuck with me. That's probably something you should remember.
You work pretty hard at not letting people get close.
I've been with lots of people. You let someone get that close, it just means they need a shorter knife. Lonely and alive works just fine, thanks.
Seems like you miss it a little more than you want to admit.
Pick every little word apart if you want, but it doesn't change the way the galaxy works. Come on, you've been around.
I have to go, but we should do this again.
Wait. My turn with the questions. People usually walk by now. Why are you really asking all these things? Are you eyeing me up? Because if this is just about sex, maybe you should just fucking say so.
I'm in no hurry. I want to know what makes you tick first.
You don't need to know someone to sleep with them. You just have to know where to put it. Okay. Maybe we'll talk later. Maybe not.
Actually, once again, I'm a little annoyed with how vague those response summaries were, because I'm not at all interested in starting a romance with her, even though it's rather touching. But I'm going to stay faithful to Liara. I do want to get to know her, but as friends. There should be, later on, like a more straightforward kind of conversation where at least I hope there is, where she's like, do you want to get into a relationship, and you're like, yes or no. I really hope it doesn't railroad me into sleeping with her just because I'm nice, which is actually something that happens quite a lot in games, and I do find it rather infuriating. Oh, help Kasumi? Okay. I wasn't expecting it to be so close. A hydrogen methane gas giant, Feynman is of far less interest to the colonies of Beckenstein than its moons. All 24 are under heavy development by 3 rival firms. Hoshiri Heavy Industries, Gangway Solutions, and the Dynamis Corporation, these three firms are under ironclad contracts to sell all their raw materials exclusively to corporations based on or orbiting around Beckenstein, a situation which has led to heavy investment on Beckenstein from manufacturing corporations looking to get a piece of the action. Feynman itself has been relatively untouched by the mining concerns, as its strong magnetosphere and great dark storm cells create a barrier to all but the newest generations of scanners. A hydrogen-helium gas giant, Veltman is home to the Koshiroten, enormous storm cells that appear as whitish spots and are visible as far away as Beckenstein. As with most other colonized gas giants, Veltman's orbital space sports a variety of helium-3 refueling stations for merchant vessels. Of particular note among orbital stations is the Dynamis Corporation's facility for manufacturing metastable metallic hydrogen. Despite the risks involved in manipulating the powerful mass effect fields needed to do so, Citadel warships, which use the substance in their thrusters, can be frequently seen docking at Veltman as a result. This makes the Boltzmann system one of the most heavily patrolled in the Citadel space. Wheeler is a sizable rock planet. Its atmosphere is a hostile mix of hydrogen and carbon monoxide, which poses little hazard to remote robo-mining. Modern equipment can easily tolerate the planet's temperatures and gravity. Wheeler's crust is rich in bauxite and other large light metals used in fabricators the galaxy over.
Probe away.
Technically named Tuft, or however you read it, Dutch for the head, it's a dwarf planet with a moderate carbon dioxide atmosphere and rich deposits of Pericles. Originally put on the star charts when a human scout ship needed to discharge its drive core and wasn't able to reach the system's gas giant in time. It has seen some development by the Hoshiri Heavy Industries. Pericles from the asteroid can be found in the common industrial products, such as industrial cable insulation and fire-resistant prefab housing walls.
Probe away.
The recipient of the first wave of Earth's colonization efforts, Beckenstein's founders had a decidedly less agrarian plan than Eden Prime. The mission of Beckenstein's first colony was to become Earth's off-planet manufacturing base, integrating humanity into galactic culture by producing needed goods. Meeting with mixed success for the first generation, Beckenstein then leapfrogged its competition by producing high-quality luxury goods that went straight to the nearby markets via the Citadel. Today, Beckenstein is known as the Human's Ilium, a place where new money tycoons flaunt their wealth, and the have-nots are rarely spoken of. Colony founded in 2158, population 5,425,000. Capital, Milgram. Apparently I can land probes on their heads, but no need. Oh, apparently I just take Kasumi. Okay.
You clean up well, Mr. Solomon Gunn. Hawk won't know what hit him.
I take it I'm wearing this getup for a reason.
You'd look really out of place at a society party in armor, don't you think? You look great. You should wear this stuff more often.
I assume Solomon Gunn is my cover?
You run a small but talented band of mercs out in the Terminus systems. Precisely the type of person Hawk respects. I took the liberty of giving you a reputation. Papers, witnesses, article in Badass Weekly. Just don't start talking business with him, and you'll be fine.
Remind me, what kind of man are we dealing with?
Hawk's a weapons dealer and smuggler. He killed my partner and stole his gray box. Other than that, he's not so bad. Rich, charismatic, willing to crack open a man's skull to get at the neural implants inside.
Now's probably a good time to fill me in on the details.
You have been waiting patiently. Our friend Hawk is throwing a party for his closest friends. A couple dozen of the worst liars, cheaters, and mass murderers you'll ever want to meet. All bringing gifts as a tribute to the man himself. Our tribute is a lovely statue of your old friend Saren, rendered with loving detail and filled to the brim with our weapons and armor. You can keep your pistol as long as it's concealed. They won't hassle you over a sidearm. Once inside, we'll make our way to Hawk's vault door, somewhere in the back of the ballroom. Then, we case the security and start peeling away the layers. The statue should be there, waiting for you to crack it open and arm up. Then we just waltz into the vault and take back KG's gray box. And I'll finally get a chance to say goodbye.
You've worked really hard on this. KG must have meant a lot to you.
Was I that obvious? KG's gray box holds a lot of priceless personal memories. It's all that remains of who he was. But the secret he discovered is dangerous. I wouldn't bring you here if it wasn't.
This ought to be interesting.
That's what I'm going for. This is our stop. After you, Mr. Gunn.
Just one moment, sir. There seems to be an issue with the statue.
Is there a problem here?
No, Mr. Hawk. Just doing a scan.
I don't believe we've met. Donovan Hawk.
I've heard a lot about you. Name's Solomon Gunn.
And I've heard a lot about you. You've been very busy lately, if the extranet is to be believed.
Sir, the scanners aren't picking anything up.
I don't think our guests would come all the way here from Ilium just to cause trouble. Do you? You may pass through, Mr. Gunn, with my apologies. But I will ask your companion to remain outside. You understand, I hope.
No problem. You're the host.
Enjoy the party.
Well, that didn't go as I expected.
Any idea why he'd send you away?
No, we've never seen each other in person, and no one knows what I look like. Just watching his ass, I'm sure. I can't blame him.
What do we do now?
We go on with the plan. You'll just have to do all the talking. I'll stay out of sight and stick with you the best I can. We'll keep radio contact in case something goes wrong. We need to find the door and case the security. We'll figure out the next step then.
I do actually quite like the suit. I would, because the Cerberus suit has like the Cerberus logo on it, which annoys me. So I would like if the game gave me an option to just wear this as my casual outfit, which I know is kind of backwards because the casual outfit is not supposed to be a formal outfit. That's literally the opposite of the meaning, but still.
How did you ever contain that situation on Olive?
Oh, that? A quick application of force, a little pressure, and bam! Done.
Thank goodness. I thought those rabble would dog you for years.
That goes to a security room. We'll probably have to get in there at some point. Let's case the vault and figure out what we have to do.
Some say Commander Shepard is still alive. Really?
Oh, please. It's wishful thinking, at best.
Yeah, what an outrageous notion. The view is very nice. And private rooms. No way we can sneak out of that party. The place is locked down tight, and security chief Rowe's in charge. No way Rowe would let that get past her. I'd rather stand around bored on guard duty than risk her wrath. Sorry.
Chief Rowe, huh? She sounds like a hard ass. If we could tap into the guard's communications, I could probably use this information.
I hear Mr. Hawk's vault is exquisite.
Who could know? He never lets anyone near it.
Say, what's that over there?
Hawk's bedroom, I believe.
Wow, who's his architect? This is a very impressive place.
Or a very large one, at least.
Hawk's private rooms are off limits without proper clearance.
I'm dying to get in there, but we have to scope out the vault first.
I told you, the private quarters are off limits.
Don't get ahead of yourself. Let's case the vault.
What's your read on that Archangel guy?
I hear he's dead. Or gone, or something. Good riddance, I say.
Mr. Gunn.
We need to case the vault, Gunn. You can chat up Hawk later.
Okay, can't get upstairs, which means I'm going downstairs, actually.
Very nice. There's more here than I expected. Password-protected voice lock, kinetic barrier, DNA scanner. Looks like an EX700 series. Everything a vault needs to be impenetrable.
This gonna be a problem?
Please, remember who you're talking to. We'll need to get a voice sample for the voice lock. You'll have to go chat up Hawk for that. We'll have to find a password too. DNA, child's play. We should find plenty of DNA samples in Hawk's private quarters. And the barrier? Cut the power. Never fails. If we can find it. KG could get through a system like this in his sleep. And I'm better. Let's get to it.
Okay, so first things first, let's talk with him.
There he is. All you need to do is keep him talking long enough for me to get a voice print. Pull out the charm on this one, Shep. Whenever you're ready. After you.
Mr. Gunn, hope you're having a good time. That scene at the door hasn't soured your evening, I hope.
I understand the security, but who would dare try to break into Donovan Hawk's home?
Gunn, in our line of work, we attract a certain element. Few understand the pains we take to keep the barbarians at bay. People these days want comfort, entertainment, love. They don't see that the galaxy is fragile. They only have to worry about simple luxuries. Why? Because people like me and you are doing the terrible things that keep the galaxy spinning. This party is for us, the cleaners, the support structure for the galaxy's gleeful delusions of peace. May there always be a market for the things we do.
I said get him talking, and you got him talking. We've got enough of a voice sample. Let him go.
Enjoy the party, Mr. Gunn.
Once we find the password, we can get past the voice scanner.
Okay, the guy really does love the sound of his own voice. I asked a simple question, and he went on a whole speech.
Mr. Hawk's private rooms are off limits to guests without security clearance.
Actually, I don't have authorization.
Never mind then.
Enjoy the party.
Private rooms. We need to get in there. That's the best place to find Hawk's DNA.
But maybe I can find something at the security station.
Let me unlock that security room door for you. There we go.
It's interesting that nobody objects to me going in here. Like, there are people, I am doing it in clear view.
Ready when you are.
You can't be back here.
Take him down.
Dead!
How'd you like that? I have an idea. See what you can find.
Are they watching some kind of a Krogan anime? Although again, I do find it rather implausible that nobody heard us shooting guns just behind the wall. And Nance, I have that problem too. So many passwords around here, can't keep them straight. The password tonight is Perugia, so it's not even that easy to remember. It's not a big deal. The voice scanner means the password's only useful to Hawk anyway. After this party, want to grab some beers? Let me know.
Got something?
The password is Perugia.
Huh. That's the name of the man who stole the Mona Lisa. Nice. I tapped their communications. I think we can get past that private room guard. Tell him Chief Rose sent you. Now, I just take the voice sample we got from Hawk and... got it. Now we can crack that voice scanner.
But wait. Did he... When she says that's the name of a person who stole the Mona Lisa, does she mean, you know, really? Because I must admit, I'm rather ignorant on the subject, and I don't know if it has ever been stolen. So obviously, if it was, it must have been recovered, but I will look it up because it seems like a very interesting story. If it was stolen and then returned. So yeah, I had no knowledge of that actually.
He's the gun.
Mr. Hawk's private rooms are off limits to guests without security clearance.
Never mind then.
Enjoy the party.
There's got to be a way to get in there. Let's look around.
Yeah, maybe I could jump like through the window. Yeah, or go through the balcony.
Here they come.
Wait, really? We're going to have a shootout right underneath the window and nobody's going to notice that?
On my screen.
Can't do it.
Take it.
Now see me.
Lost my target.
Going dark.
Eat it.
Okay, I do find this to be rather dumb.
Look for anything we can get usable DNA from. Just make it quick and quiet.
It's clean.
It's a plant. Found a sample?
No, a credit chit.
+1 credits, okay.
No hair, no skin flakes.
The housekeepers must be thorough.
Holographic interface. Won't find a sample here.
The Okuda Decryption Project update. A little progress to report. We have now completed directionary attacks using words and phrases from over 4,800 galactic languages. Research into the Okuda family has not produced any matches. It is unlikely that a random brute force approach will produce a result within our lifetimes. Given the nature of the Greybox technology, it is possible that the decryption key may not even be a password at all. It could be a memory, an emotion, or even a smell. The permutations could be infinite. I suggest that we begin investigating alternative methods for breaking through the security on the box.
We can probably get Hawk's DNA off the datapad. He seems to have obsessed over this. But I'm not sure there's enough. Let's keep looking. No DNA, but... Looks like Hawk's been trying to crack KG's Greybox. Looks like he's missing something. He hasn't cracked the encryption yet.
Good morning. Time to wake up.
Damn.
You can't be in here.
Okay. That was pretty stupid of me, actually. Although I don't accept full blame for this, because...
Over there!
Because what sort of unbelievable idiot...
All clear.
What sort of unbelievable idiot would just, when trying to look for, DNA samples, why would you just enable the alarm? Like, you need to do specific things to an alarm clock. It doesn't just randomly go off because you touched it in a random place.
Not a great saliva sample, but it's still useful. We're going to need more than this for the scanner, though. Empty. Too bad. A cigarette butt would have been a good source. The cleaners don't dare touch treasures like this. We can get some skin cells from the dust. That should do it. Let's get out of here.
Get some swords. Rather ugly ones, actually. Is that everything? Nope, I still need to cut the power.
Looks like the barrier's power cable runs under the floor here. I'll set your Omni tool to scan for electromagnetic fields. One sec. That should take care of the barrier.
Doc throws a hell of a party.
Yes. I'm not too pleased with the caliber of people he's invited, though.
Okay, so I think that's everything.
That got it. The barrier's down.
However, I will break in the next episode, because this one has been long enough, so I'm going to save and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!